I'm Sierra Liggett, a wife and a mother sharing our story and journey. We love all things adventure, sustainability, and gentle parenting. We have a passion of gardening and growing our own food in the hopes of a more eco-friendly lifestyle. I share our story, vibrant photography, and tips all on my website at sierraliggett.com. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. In today's video I wanted to start talking about some things we are not buying this year. 2020 was a bit hard for us financially. Charlie was let go of his job for a brief period of time and we were on unemployment. And I'm still building this business that I have, so we were struggling for a time and we wanted to really think about what we don't need. We were meal planning, meal prepping, we were couponing, we were doing as much as we could to just save our money during that time. And we ended up actually really enjoying it, and we're going to continue with a lot of those further on. However, we also cut back on a lot of things, such as like splurging on fruits and certain vegetables. So even though Charlie has a job now, we are purchasing those. But anyways, I wanted to talk about things we're not buying. Not only do we want to help our wallets, but some of these things are really essential for environmentally friendly reasons. And I think being able to use these will really help the environment in the long run, and I'm so excited that we finally jumped on some of these things, or that I finally jumped on some of these things. A lot of these items that we decided to switch to so that we wouldn't have to buy them ever again, or we won't have to buy them for a couple years. I have been debating for such a long time on whether or not I wanted to do it, whether I felt comfortable with some of the things, and I finally did it this year. I said, this is the year, we're just going to do it. With the new year, some people start doing no spend challenges. However, that's not what this is. We don't do that in particular, but for us, it's not about being overly restrictive or trying to see how much we cannot go without, but being intentional with our spending, with our time, making sure our purchases align with our values and bring joy to our home. So, number one, we will not be buying one-time use kitchen items this year. We have been slowly building up all of our items, and I'm just so freaking excited that we are finally here. This year we got silicone cupcake molds, a silicone baking sheet, and we have silicone and other brand Ziploc baggies. If you watched my Vlogmas, then you know that I've already talked about those. I got Charlie a few new ones for Christmas. We only use beeswax wrap. We have washable sponges, and we use all of our own kitchen bags and produce bags, and that's all I can come up with right now. I'm sure if I dug deeper into my kitchen, I could figure out some more things. All of our Tupperware is glass, and we use a lot of mason jars for storing items. So yeah, we are not buying Ziploc bags, we're not buying saran wrap, we're not buying aluminum foil, we're not gonna buy any of those things this year. We still have some, so to be resourceful, we're going to finish using those. But I am super excited about my silicone baking mat and my silicone baking molds. Those are gonna make things so much simpler. If you have a cupcake tray, you can obviously just go ahead and keep using that. But I know a lot of people put the paper cupcake holders in, and the reason we did silicone is because all of my cupcakes, even if I butter the trays and stuff like that, a lot of the cupcakes don't come out clean, and so I've just burnt our tray over time with all of our baking, that we just wanted to find something that would be maybe a little bit cleaner, and so we're going to try this out. Number two, we are not buying single-use pantry items or items that are non-recyclable. When we go grocery shopping, we really try to plan around unpackaged items. If you read my first sustainable blog post, I talked about how the most important thing you can do for the environment is to reduce and then recycle. So you want to reduce the amount of packaging you bring into your house and reduce the amount of plastic and waste and all that other stuff, and reduce items that are in your own home. What can you use before going out and making another purchase? So that's what we really try to do. We try to reduce the packaging. Like right now we are making all of our own crackers, which turns out is super simple. They just have to sit in the refrigerator for 30 minutes by themselves, and I think it only takes me about 20 minutes to prep and get ready to put in the oven. So that has helped us reduce a lot of packaging because we do a lot of cheese and crackers or cracker nights, and Evelyn and I eat peanut butter and crackers for snacks. We rarely drink anything other than water. Sometimes we pick up the occasional Body Armor Light because there are no added sugars. Body Armor is really good for hydration. It's full of coconut water and natural flavorings, so it has a lot of vitamins and minerals, and it's very good for hydration. And I drank it when I was pregnant and while I was breastfeeding Evelyn to keep me hydrated and to keep me lactating. So we rarely drink any of those in our own home. And we have our own water bottles, which I know I've mentioned before. That is what, I actually have it right here, my water bottle with my little Great Lakes sticker. Get off the bottle. Water is life, not for sale. Our water bottle in particular has this small top, so we don't need straws. But if we do want to use a straw, sometimes I drink out of a mason jar, depending on what I'm drinking. If I'm drinking flavored water or something like that, then I'll drink it out of a mason jar. And we have metal straws and we have bamboo straws for that. Also, back when we were allowed to go out, we have a little pouch full of utensils and straws and other stuff that we might need if we decide to pick up food or go out to eat. Another thing I will not be buying this year is shampoo. Well, I will be buying shampoo, but I will not be buying shampoo in plastic bottles. I really debated this because sometimes in the winter, we live here in Michigan, and my scalp can get really dry. So I was kind of worried on what would happen if I got off the shampoo that I currently use and I start using bar soap or something like that for my hair. Well, bar shampoo. I was really worried about how my hair was going to handle it. And even right now, I've been testing using a different shampoo, using up the rest of what we have, and my scalp does still get dry. So I'm just going to really look into what shampoo bars can help that, or if there's anything out there that I might be able to do, like add oils to my hair or something. To go along with the bathroom, I will not be buying perfumes. I have a lot of perfumes that I've just been collecting over the years, and I don't use them that often, especially not this year because we haven't been going out. So I'm going to use up the rest of those, but I've also been using body butters a lot more frequently. So I'll just keep using those and the perfumes that I have. Now this one is for the ladies that tune into my channel. This year I will not be buying one-time use menstrual products. If you ask Charlie, we've talked about this so many times, and every time we go grocery shopping, I stop in that aisle and I look at them and I just cannot get myself to jump on that train. I will not be doing the menstrual cup yet, but that is one of my goals if what I have right now doesn't work. I finally bit the bullet and decided to splurge on some period underwear by Bam Body. I know that might seem a little strange, but they are so comfortable, and I just feel like I am doing so much more for the environment, and I'm literally so stoked to try this. If you don't know, tampons and pads and all of these single-use period items have a major impact on our environment. Millions of tampons and pads and their plastic packaging go to landfills every year. It's also estimated that a non-organic pad can take from 500 to 800 years to decompose. And if you didn't know this, the landfills are so pressurized, there are so many items and they're all compact that items actually don't even decompose in a landfill. So the only way they would decompose is if you're composting them in your own yard. But with the amount of plastics that are used to make up the materials, it's really just not biodegradable in general. I also wrote a blog to coincide with this video, so if you go into there, I also get into, I get in depth with saving and how much it costs for organic tampons. If you're only using organic tampons, how long they last per period cycle, and how much you would be spending over the course of a lifetime of a menstrual cup. Menstrual cups can last for up to 10 years. So I did like 10 years worth of tampons as well. And you can see so I wrote that it cost around $200 over the course of 10 years, which might not sound like too much because that's like $20 a year, but that is now $200 that you could put towards your savings or your retirement. You could put $20 a year towards savings or retirement because you don't need to be spending that anymore. The last thing I want to talk about, I'm not purchasing books. More specifically, physical books. I still have a really long list of books that I want to read this year, so it's not that I plan on cutting those out entirely. But instead, I will be doing ebooks or audiobooks. I've actually started this last year, and I was worried because I really enjoy having a physical book. I like the smell of a physical book. I just feel like it really relaxes me and calms me and helps me feel like I'm really there. But last year I started practicing to see how I would feel with it reading on my Kindle. And I played with the settings to make it look like it's a real book, and it's honestly been quite enjoyable for me. I still get the same emotions when I'm reading the book. I just don't get that physical aspect. But I just noticed that our house was just becoming bombarded with these piles of books, and we were having to buy new shelves to fit all those books, and then we would have some space on the shelf, so we would buy more books. So for my minimalist value, I just don't think it's worth it for me to constantly be buying new books. So if I do want a physical book, I'll probably just go to our library in the future. So I will still be purchasing books if I feel as if they are something that I would frequently reference, something I would frequently read, or something that I feel would benefit us as a family that we should put into our hard copy collection for our kids to enjoy when they get older. So those are the things that we are not buying. Those are the 5 things that we are not buying this year. I know it was more like 5 categories really, but I just didn't know how to encompass all the kitchen items and the bathroom essentials and stuff like that. So I put them under the kind of wide range category of single-use items. But yeah, that's it. We decided this year that we really want our home to be a space that we want to thrive in. Charlie's been working from home since last March, and I've been home with Evelyn since I've graduated college and working on this little space. So we really want a home that reflects our personalities, our desires, our goals, our dreams, our values, and our family. We do this already, but I really wanted these last few items to be something that would benefit my body, our bodies, and the environment. There's a few things here and there, and as we are actually going through our house and cleaning stuff out and going back through and organizing decorations and whatnot, Charlie building the shelving downstairs and us moving totes and crates and stuff when we're going back through. We don't have a whole lot already, but we're going back through and seeing if there's some little things that we might have missed that we can donate or replace with something that would follow our values a little better. But yeah, with us both working from home now, we really wanted something that would flow with our intentions and our values, and we are super excited, like I've already said, to add those to our home. You know you're an adult when these kind of items are really exciting to you. But not to mention our excitement and how we feel like these would really help our values in our home. This is also going to help us financially, and we're going to be able to save that much more. Could you imagine? I think there's you can get 36 pack of Ziploc baggies, And depending on how many baggies you use in a day, but for all of the snacks and the sandwiches and everything that you put in those baggies, can you imagine like having to buy those boxes very frequently, and now you don't have to buy anything at all? Like, that is going to help our budget so much. So the next time you go out and go shopping, I have a couple of questions you can ask to help yourself. You can ask yourself, do I already have something that would fill this item's purchase? Would I want to move this more than once? If you move very frequently, then that question might apply to you. If you do not, it might not apply to you as much. But also if you rearrange your home frequently, if you do a lot of cleaning, then that question might apply. Will this item bring me joy? Those are just a few questions. You can look up more questions online. There's an abundance of resources for stuff like this, for minimalist, zero waste ideals. So I didn't want to put too many out there, just a few that we use frequently, like when I'm shopping for new clothes or going to the thrift store or something like that. I like to make a list of items that I want, and I really think about if I want them into our home, or later on when I'm actually ready to go out to the thrift store, if I still think it is relevant that we need those. I like to give myself a lot of time to really sit and think about what we are bringing into our home. So did I miss anything? Are you guys going to try this no spend, or are there a few items that you decided, maybe subconsciously, that you weren't purchasing this year? Do you have similar guidelines for yourself when you shop? I would love to know in the comments below. Let's chat it up. That's it for today's video. I will see you guys next week.